tomorrow night on 19. The Force is off to another red start, putting them atop the MISL Eastern Division. Now they'll have to fight to stay there. Tomorrow night, the Force heads north to Washington State to take on
the Cleveland Force, Sports Marketing Incorporated, and WOIO 19 present the following sports presentation. This game is brought to you by Budweiser, Beechwood aged for that clean, crisp taste. This Bud's for you. By Elias Brothers Big Boy Restaurants, Northeast Ohio's favorite family restaurant. By Blue Cross and Blue Shield of Ohio. By Mr. Hero, people who follow their hearts make Mr. Hero their goal. By the East Ohio Gas Company, the Sunshine People, who remind you that in Northeast Ohio, the climate is right for gas. And by Smuckers. With a name like Smuckers, it has to be good.
Welcome to the Tacoma Dome, where tonight the Cleveland Force will try and snap a two-game losing streak, and they'll take on the Tacoma Stars here out in the great Northwest. Hi, everybody. I'm Denny Schreiber. Last night's loss was a tough one, but you have to forget about that one. The Force will have to contend with Mr. Score, Steve Jungle.
That's right, Denny. Against the Los Angeles Lakers last night in this building, he registered his 1,000th career point. No, I didn't stumble when I said that. 1,000th career point. And that's one of the things you really have to look for in a game against the Tacoma Stars, and that is, how do you play against players like Jungle and Preki? Well, you simply can't let them run wild. Similar to last night's game, you couldn't afford to let Segota and Hugo Perez run crazily. Likewise tonight, in particular with Preki and Jungle, they don't stay on too much at the same time, but they'll intersperse their runs.
I know you talked to Jay Hoffman and also to Timo. The Force beats Tacoma back at the Coliseum a week ago, 7-3, and really handled them, basically. So will they employ the same defenses this evening?
They'll pretty much use the same thing, Denny, as you just pointed out. Get players back as quickly as possible so that Jungle and Preki can't get the ball and run at you. So as soon as the Force would lose the ball, immediately get people back and face the people who are coming at them with the ball.
Now, what about Victor Nogueira in the goal tonight? B.J. Johns played superbly last night, but they lose 3-2. What about Victor this evening?
Well, you have to be able to use both your goalkeepers on your squad, as we point about all the time. That's a point we always bring up. You have to have these players play, and it's a logical choice to use Victor this evening.
Well, the Force at this point needs a victory bad to wrap up the road trip. Let's hope they come up with it. Stay tuned. We'll be back with the starting lineups and the opening kickoff right after these messages. To the Tacoma Dome, Denny Schreiner along with Bill McDermott. Game number 3 of the current West Coast sweep. And let's keep our finger crossed, William, that maybe we can come away with a victory here this evening.
That's right, Denny, because it's been very difficult against some very improved teams. Then I should say the Los Angeles Lakers, foremost among the improved teams in the league. There's Victor Nogueira, who gets the starting nod for the Cleveland Force tonight. PJ, as you pointed out in the open, played an absolutely fabulous game last night. He kept the game within reach late in the game, saved everything in sight. Victor Nogueira gives you a different style. He will come out off his line, and he's comfortable in so doing. Consequently, he will be able to cut off a lot of the long through balls that the Tacoma Stars defenders try to flight. They'll occasionally flight long balls out of the back, trying to find Jungle or Preki on breakaways. They're very dangerous doing that. But Victor will snuff those out, and he's very comfortable in doing that.
Victor 2-3 thus far on the new campaign, 5.06 goals against. And in the other net, there you see 5'9", 169-pound Mike Dowler, who is a very busy keeper indeed, as we are underway here at the Tacoma Dome. And the difference in the first line here offensively this evening, the fact that Craig Allen is not out there. Timo Liakowski has made a bit of a change offensively. Gino DeFlorio will start with the opening line this evening.
And Gino DeFlorio last year at the outset of the season in particular played very well alongside of Kai Haaskivi. Gino had a fabulous year, scored some really good goals. He had 33 goals last year to go with 24 assists, and a lot of those were provided to him by number 12, Kai Haaskivi.
Defensively, once again, it's John Stolmeyer and Desmond Armstrong in the back. Preki wins the ball away, and very quickly we're underway. Bumped from behind. Nice tap away that time by Bliss.
It was good tackling by Brian Bliss, and you know straight away that Preki is very, very dangerous on the ball. You can't let him make a run going right at you.
Blast by Meg
Mexon from the top of the arc, and that's an upper deck shot. And so the Force will open up the possession.
And Vallejo, but late in the game when they had to get back into the game, they couldn't keep the ball to the satisfaction of Team Oje.
Gary Heel with a chip pass to Wardy, and Wardy tries a right-footed shot that's off the glass. Good crowd on hand, and of course last night they were thrilled here with Steve Jungle's 1,000th career point, and that was a goal with 3:17 left in the game, and they won easily last night. But the fans that were here saw a piece of history. Jungle, a real magician. Ford pass inside once again, rifling it around and finishing things off, just as I mentioned. Jungle, as Noguera just simply was peppered to death that trip.
And Jungle is very comfortable in that area of the field. That, I mean, Denny, close into the goal mouth. Number 7, Steve Jungle, who entered this season with 584 goals. Here it is. It goes to the feet of Jungle. Victor makes the initial save, rebounds to the right foot of Jungle, and he simply toe pokes it in the far side netting.
Well, it didn't take long. 12:53 of the opening quarter, and here you see it coming up. Jungle in the right spot at the right time, and he's been there so many times throughout his career. That's career goal number 595.
And Neil Mexon instrumental in helping out Jungle get the ball very close into the keeper. He's very dangerous in that situation.
Kazamani on. And Desmond Armstrong. And there you saw the foul, the finish on the play, and now a push from behind. But the infraction occurred before that. Michael King questioning the call, but it'll do him no good. Force just trying to muster some offense, if at all possible. Preki now with a nice step-over move. He's dangerous, and he scores. Well, got wide open on the right wing, and by the time Victor stepped out, it was too late.
Exactly right, Denny. You said that. That's the key. He got wide open, and he had room in which to operate. Consequently, he's very dangerous.
Well, the score is 2-0, and we'll be back with more first quarter action. You're watching the Force on 19.
Scored their second goal. Preki very dangerous, going right at Al Kazamani. Now, uncustomarily, hits us with the outside of his right foot and buries it into far side netting. Victor Noguera came out to the side of the play, attempted to cut off the angle, but the shot was simply hit too well, Denny.
Preki with goal number 16 on the season, assisted by Neil Mexon. Assist number 5 for number 5, and it's 2-0 Tacoma, and the Stars are shining here this evening.
Yes, they are. They're playing well. You see Preki, how dangerous he can be isolated in a one-on-one situation. The man with the ball always has the advantage, Denny, and when he's good on the ball, he's doubly dangerous.
Well, this one you just have a feeling is going to be completely the opposite from last night. If the Force is going to be competitive this evening, they're going to have to put the ball in the back of the net. Stolmeyer off to Armstrong. Wall pass. Had a chance inside, but Craig Allen couldn't shake loose. It's like a rugby scrum down there in the right corner. Ball kicked out, and Cleveland will point. They matched up against Kentucky. So next Wednesday night, join Clark Kellogg and me for all the action from Freedom Hall.
You'll be in the friendly confines of Freedom Hall. Friendly for the Louisville Cardinals.
I was going to say, yeah, if you're a Cardinal, it's a great place to live. But if you're an opposing team or broadcast crew coming in, you don't win many in that place. But the Vikings will give it a run for their money. I'll guarantee you that right now.
Here's Mike Dowler. He's referred to as the Iron Man here in Tacoma. Seldom comes out of the game. Plays almost every game for the Tacoma Stars, as he did when he played for the Wichita Wings. John Stolmeyer running onto the ball out of the back. Mike Dowler somewhat upset with himself because he didn't hold on to the ball, gave away a rebound, and you can see the danger that develops. But a nice play by Stolmeyer, getting involved in the attack. That's a real key for any defender in this league.
Well, the Stars will waste no time going on offense. They lead 2-0. Jungle and Preki each with a goal thus far. Haaskivi with a run now across midfield. Gino DeFlorio back to Stolmeyer. On the right wing now. Gino, pass inside. Black tips it away and then returns it to Dowler.
Saw the first part of the Force running with 3 sets of midfielders. Desmond Armstrong, Ryan Bliss, and Dennis Mefford.
Armstrong with a nice takeaway. Desmond will start down offensively. Little individual move of his own, tries to keep it alive, does. DeFlorio with a shot, that one a little bit wide, and a pass back. Fowler. Black on the move to Preki. In. James, a familiar player and familiar name to Cleveland Force fans.
Credit to the Tacoma Stars, along with Peter Ward during the offseason.
Yep. He's back basically where he grew up here in the Northwest, in the Seattle area. Haaskivi. DeFlorio. Long pass across the crease. Shot inside, nearly. And then back off the rebound is Brian Bliss. So I was going to say nearly a goal the first time around, but Bliss beginning to make that hard work pay off as he scores goal number 2.
And you know who made that play possible? Gino DeFlorio, switching the flow of play. Very nicely done by number 11, DeFlorio. Running on to it is Pasquale DeLuca. Good shot on goal, bringing the rebound down and controlling it with a nice side volley. Number 8, Brian Bliss, his second goal in 2 nights. Very nicely done by the Force to get back into the game.
13:28, the time of the goal. As the Force now tightens this match up a little bit, 2-1. And Brian Bliss, and we had talked about this over the last week or so, Bill, that he keeps working so hard, putting himself in a position to score goals, and now he's starting to make it pay off.
Exactly right, Denny. Because of his running away from the ball, when he doesn't have the ball, he will get involved in some really good goal-scoring opportunities, and he has a very...
You hear the voice of Timo Likowski.
Force now is doing a good job of keeping the ball, waiting for players to open, or to send the ball deep in the corner like that to Craig Allen, who's comfortable in a situation like that, either playing with his back to the goal or digging the ball out of the corner, looking for a result.
Craig, a very strong one-on-one player. Force continues to hang on. Ali Kazamini deals it off to Armstrong. Desi this time on the ring, now gets the return pass. Craig Allen bumped from behind. Allen may get a shot off. Uh-oh, he's deuce. Oh, there's the score inside.
That's an equalizer for the Force. How many times have we said it, Denny? Just by showing up, he's dangerous.
Well, Stolmeyer, I believe, is going to get the score. We'll be back to take a look at it after this timeout. 10:07 left here in the first half of play, and we're all tied up now at 2 apiece. Thought it was John Stolmeyer, but let's look at the replay.
Here's the equalizing goal scored by, it looks like number 16, Craig Allen, who's battling Joe Waters, which is no bargain to begin with. Well, it's knocked off the foot of Craig Allen, an own goal, but it's credited to number 16, Craig Allen, and that is his 12th goal of the year, knocked off the foot of Allen by number 19, Craig Blassingame.
Well, the Force will take it any way they can get it.
An OG, own goal.
What's that do to your own goalkeeper when you score on it? Got to get you a little hot. Nevertheless, it's 2-2. Never look a gift horse in the mouth. Oh, no, not a shot from the red line for Preki. A shot from the red line, and Noguera obviously was shielded on the play because it just misses the left crossbar, and now it's a 3-2 Tacoma lead.
What a goal to give up by the Force. Victor Noguera had to be unsighted on that particular goal, hit by number 11. There you see him, Preki, who gets his second of the evening and 17th of the year. There it is, exactly from the red line. It goes over the foot of Stolmeyer and Gary Heel. Victor Noguera couldn't have seen it until it was too late, Benny.
Well, makes it a 3-2 contest, and just as the Force had tied things up, now Preki with goal number 17 on the campaign tosses that tie right out the window. It's back to 3-2. Things are happening quickly here. Ricky Davis gets whistled for the whole. Why there's a line change is because while we were away, Desmond Armstrong scored off the Casamani shot.
And it happened because Casamani is so comfortable with the ball at his feet, goes right at that last defender, takes him on one-on-one, and running on to the ball was number 2, Desmond Armstrong. simply had to bring the ball down on his chest. He redirected it. If we go like this, then if we trade goals, we'll be here till midnight.
We've seen more goals in a quarter and a half here this evening than we saw last night.
There it is again. Casamini, that quick step, that initial explosion run, gets by Ricky Davis. Armstrong in behind the last defender, beating two players in the process. That last defender and the goalkeeper runs onto it very nicely, gets an equalizer.
Assist number 5 on the season for Ali Casamini. Goal number 3 for Desmond Armstrong. And it's 3-3. So the offensive fireworks have been unleashed here this evening. Jungle with a beautiful pass shot through the crease. That one no good. Ralph Black with a bullet. Another shot. And right now, Victor Nogueira just fighting for his life, is being peppered by the Tacoma Stars.
And a good job by Benny Dargan to come across the face of his own goal and clear that ball out first time. No nonsense. Your keeper's down. He's out of the bouncing around in your own area. You simply hack the ball away. Nicely done.
Well, it was 2-0 Tacoma. Then the Forest fought back to tie it up at 2 apiece. And now Preki and Armstrong have made it a 3-3 affair here. Under 8 minutes to go, and we have seen enough offense already here in the first quarter and a half to save the price of admission.
Can't emphasize enough that third goal by the Forest, because Casamini comfortable with the ball on his feet, going forward, taking on that last defender, and consequently something happened when that play developed. People went towards Casamini. They left their players, that is number 2 Desmond Armstrong, and he was able to run in unattended.
Florio with a long shot. Now Preki on the move. Boy, can he handle it. Runs right by Bliss. There's the centering pass. The shot no good by Heel on the left wing.
Well, what a great run out of the back by Preki, and then an absolutely beautiful ball laid off to number 4, Gary Heel, by number 11, Preki.
Well, they call him the magician here in Tacoma, and that's a good indication of why.
And that's why he's so dangerous, Denny. When he beats that last defender, you don't know if he's going right at goal or if he's going to lay the ball off. He's perfectly comfortable in doing either one.
Black with a pass to Wardy on the left wing. He'll center back out. Ball sent into the corner now. Armstrong with a nice wall pass to himself. Desi off to Bliss. Bliss now on the run across the midline. 3-3. Cleveland and Tacoma here in the Tacoma Dome. Bliss tackled from behind, and there is the call. Back in. Turn square, shoots it. What a beautiful pass, but there wasn't anybody in the vicinity that could do anything with it. Stolmeyer whistled for bumping that time right at the red line.
Obstruction whistled up by the referee, Kelly Mock, against number 19, John Stolmeyer.
Team foul number 2 against the Force here. 5:48 left in the first half, and it's been exciting from the opening gun, basically.
Very much so. The Force showing no ill effects of the defeat last night in San Diego.
Now they're pulling out all the stops here this evening. Got to come away with a victory on this trip. Stolmeyer wanted to load up the right foot. Now he does, and he scores out front. Well, you could see all along that Stolmeyer wanted to take the shot, and that time he unleashed a rocket from the right side, and Stoley finally beats Mike Dowler.
And you can see how powerful he is with his right foot. Let's watch that play develop again. Here's number 19, Stolmeyer. Looks up, and just that one feint is all that he needed, and that's simply too powerful for the keeper to get down and save. Very nicely done by John Stolmeyer. Here it is again, Denny, from the floor level. He looks up, receives the ball very nicely, puts the ball out in front, puts a full right instep on it, and simply beats the keeper for a 4th goal for the Force.
Well, hang in there, Force fans. With 5:30 left in the first half, the Force has taken the lead for the first time. They lead 4-3, and you're watching it on 19. Dome, some fans, obviously, from the Mid-East out here in the Great Northwest.
And he's right. That fan is right amidst all the Tacoma Stars fans with the Force jersey on, Denny.
A brave soul.
With 1:30 left in the game, Kansas City on top of Baltimore by a score of 6-5. Baltimore currently the leading team in the Eastern Division.
Wouldn't bother me to see them get beat this evening.
No, sir.
8-3 thus far, and they've been on a streak as of late. Force leads 4-3, courtesy of a John Stolmeyer bullet from the right side. Not going to be enough, though, I can tell you that right now. Holy mackerel, just as I say that, Jungle taps it in off the shot by Megson, and now we're all tied up at 4 apiece. That's goal number 12 on the season for Jungle, number 2 on the night.
Well, there's 5:12 remaining in the first half inning. There's been 8 goals scored, and Jungle will score them in any variety. Here's a shot taken by Neil Megson, and running onto the rebound, hitting it first time with the outside of his right foot. A good touch on the ball by number 7, Steve Jungle, as you pointed out, his 2nd of the evening and 12th of the year. The shot again by number 5, Neil Megson, who's been instrumental in 3 goals this evening. That's his 3rd assist of the night for number 5, Neil Megson.
Well, taken down by Megson.
That's a good
Michael
call.
King, and that was a good call.
Good call. It's clearly a foul, and it is a 2-minute offense. And it was Michael King drawing the foul. Kelly Mott making the call.
.501 left here in half number 1, and Megson still very unhappy with that last decision. So the Force for their first power play opportunity of the evening, and they're going to need it.
Yes, sir. And your power play unit is so instrumental in indoor soccer, and the Force has done some things to change things around with regard to their power play unit. As you see, Desmond Armstrong along with John Stolmeyer, Andy Schmetzer, Craig Allen, and Kai Haaskivi.
Force converting on 5 of 23 attempts in the power play situation, 21.7%.
They'll have to be better in that particular department.
Armstrong. Pass in the crease, and Allen couldn't control it. Now a left footer, and that one is blocked away. Schmetzer with a beautiful shot on the left side.
That was a beautiful shot, Denny, simply because he had time to run onto it, and he hit it low and hard at the near post. A good save by Mike Dollar.
Haaskivi with a pass through the crease, a header,
and away from the ball. You can use your body to protect it, Denny, but you can't push the man away.
Brecky with a left footer. Beat Armstrong that time. Now he's double team, and Desi taps it away to Kai Haaskivi. Under 30 seconds to play. This will probably be the last run. Bobby Joe Esposito on, takes the shot, and he scores on the assist from Haaskivi. And Kai that time turned upfield, looked, and Bobby Joe was all by his lonesome at the red line.
Coming out of the penalty box, give it a contribution to number 12, Haaskivi, the talented veteran, looking for the man coming out of the box and doing an excellent, deadly job of finishing is the rookie, number 39, Bobby Joe Esposito. Nicely done by Esposito and Haaskivi. Here it is again. Beautiful ball out of the back. Bobby Joe looks up, very comfortable, and buries this ball behind Mike Dollar for a go-ahead goal for the Force. 5-4 with 19 seconds remaining. Nicely done between the rookie and the veteran.
Kai Haaskivi now dishing off the assist, and Kai has scored at least a point or more in 12 consecutive games for the Cleveland Force.
Good play by Haaskivi to see him and give the ball to him on his protected side in his path. Nicely done.
I think they're going to score here in the Dome this evening, because the way these two clubs are scoring right now. Chance for Davis, and he shoots it. Wardy rather shoots it right over the top of the crossbar, and he was in position to tie it up at 5-all. 2 seconds left in the first half, and don't discount the possibility of a goal, because the way things have happened here this evening, it could have. I've read one somewhere earlier today that Steve Jungle scored 3 goals within 37 seconds one time during his career.
He's deadly, and he did a lot of that early damage when he was playing with the New York Arrows.
3 in 37 seconds.
Ooh.
Well, by the time you write the first one up, the second one's going in. 5-4, Force on top. Entertaining soccer here from the Dome in Tacoma.
Now the Tacoma Stars, with 2 seconds remaining, bring on that 6th attacker.
Shot by Brecky, slapped away at the last moment. Jungle tries to muscle in against Stolmeyer, and time to mop your brow and get a chance to rest up a little bit, because the second half, I'm sure, will be even more entertaining than the first. We have come to the end of the opening 30 minutes of soccer out here in the Great Northwest, and the Force leads 5-4, and you're watching it all on 19.
Tonight's Tacoma Stars Cleveland Force game, and we have the opportunity to talk it over with one of the veterans from the Cleveland Force, one of the captains. And Kai, we always talk about the youth movement on the Cleveland Force, but we can't forget about players like you. Give us your thoughts, Kai, as to go into this season. You knew that players like yourself and Carl Valentine and some of the other veterans would be called upon to really help somebody to do player. How is it progressing so far?
Well, I think it's working out very good. I think when you play at home, it's at times easier to play, but I think when you play on the road, especially for younger players, it is a bit tougher, and when you're not at the familiar surroundings, but I think we're on the right track. It's something that we've had a couple of bad breaks on the road, but I don't think there's any question about that. I think that the guys that we've got are the right guys and good players. Now it's just a question of it'll always take a little time to get familiar with the older players and find our way of playing. I think us having probably the toughest schedule in the league dictates a little bit the way we have to play. I mean, we'd like to give the people an entertaining show and win by 8-9, but when you play, I think this is the 6th game in 9 days for us, so you have to slow down a little and play it a little slower. So I think it's something new for all of us, trying to kind of get used to this type of system.
And that's one of the real keys, Kai. You played Wednesday night, last night obviously in San Diego, tonight against Tacoma. Is team fitness a great great part of the season early on?
Well, I think it is. Fitness it plays a big part, but at the same time, there's no team who's fit enough to play 3 games in 4 days or 6 games in 9 days and go all out from the starting gun till the end. So you have to play smart, you have to serve energy, you have to play more of a kind of a defense where you just try to make it stay in the game and make it like a one-period game. But at the same time, I think all the teams are fit in this league, but I think what makes a big difference is the depth, because sometimes you have to play with 3 lines. You have to have the guys who come in like we played last night, and then Bobby Joe Esposito didn't play. I'm sure he's got to be ready to step in tonight and then pull a regular shift. So I think it is a question of fitness, but at the same time, a question of depth.
Now, you've been in the league for quite a few years, starting with the Houston Summit. Give us your thoughts as to how the style of play has changed in the league.
Well, I think the style of the play has, like I've earlier mentioned, a little bit to do with the number of games. In the beginning of the league, we played 24 games or something, so you always had the time to recover and be at your sharpest when the game started. This time, or now we play so many games, 56 games, that you're not always at your sharpest, and that affects your performance. But at the same time, I think the league's much tougher. The young players that coming out of the college are pretty much ready to play. So that we didn't have that the first couple of years. The guys that we got in the league were the ones who played, and there was very few young guys that did come in. But I think the league, it is much more tougher. It's much more competitive, and it takes much more out of you. You play through the season. You really can't afford to go and even think about playing outdoors anymore, because it's such a tough season.
It's almost impossible, isn't it, to play both?
It was. I played for 4 years both, and I think it's like burning the candle from both ends. You have to make your decision. I picked indoor, and I was very happy that I did.
You'd like to see Carl Valentine back in the lineup, wouldn't you?
Well, anytime a team loses a player of Carl's caliber, it's going to affect you. And Carl being very competitive and a player who can play both ends, a good two-way player, is something that we could use his scoring punch and defensive abilities. But we've got to make the most out of it. But especially now, you tend to focus on it a little bit more because we've lost a couple of games. We felt, but we've hope that Carl's getting better, and we just have to kind of pull together and wait till he comes back.
Thank you, Kai, and keep helping those youngsters.
I'll try my best.
We have to get Timo out on the golf course.
Well, we've got to play this game first. We've got plenty of time to play golf.
Thank you, Kai. Kai Haaskivi, the venerable leader of the Cleveland Force, and we'll be back with more halftime right after this.
Time score is Cleveland 5 and Tacoma 4, and it's been a veritable shootout here, William, in the opening 30 minutes of soccer.
How many more goals are we going to get? 5-4 at halftime. Some lovely goals by both teams.
And, of course, we'll be taking a look at those goals, courtesy of Blue Cross and Blue Shield of Ohio. So, William, take it away, and good luck with all these highlights.
Well, it started off, this is Brian Bliss scoring. Pasquale DeLuca getting involved in the attack, but it was all made possible by Gino DeFlorio, who switched the flow of play. Pasquale DeLuca runs onto it, looks up, takes a shot. Now watch Brian Bliss receive the ball. Very comfortable in a situation like that. Was number 8, Brian Bliss, and he buries it. Very nicely done by Brian Bliss. Now, initially, we thought Craig Allen scored the goal. Coming across is Greg Blasingame helping out, but in the process,
gives it a little toe poke, an own goal. Allen credited with the goal, his 12th of the season. Then Gary Heel off the foot of number 11, Brecky. Heel, very powerful forward. Here's Desmond Armstrong now for the Force, laying off to Ali Kazamani. He goes forward. Now watch him lay it across the face of the goal, and Desmond Armstrong runs onto it at 6:03, his 3rd goal of the year. That was nicely done by number 9, Kazamani, to find Desmond Armstrong. Kai Haaskivi lays it off square. Here's John Stolmeyer, looks up, touches it once, then buries it past Mike Dowler, simply not capable of making a save. We missed Steve Jungo's 2nd goal of the game, but what's new? It was a goal by Jungo, but this was the go-ahead goal by the Force. The rookie, Bobby Joe Esposito. Kai Haaskivi saw him coming out of the penalty box, a power play situation, and that was very nicely done between number 12, Kai Haaskivi, and the rookie, Bobby Joe Esposito.
Absolutely amazing. This game completely different than what we had last night here, or I should say in San Diego.
Very much different because the Force didn't want to get involved in a real running game with the San Diego Sockers, and they did so by keeping Segota and Perez out of the game.
And the halftime highlights provided to you by Blue Cross and Blue Shield of Northeastern Ohio. And we'll be back with more halftime action. The score 5-4, the Force on top, and you're watching it on 19. Catch all of the action live only on 19, the television home of the Cleveland Force. And also, Force fans, December 16th is Lake County News Herald Family Night. For a great price of just $17.95, bring the whole family out as you'll receive 4 tickets for the game, 4 hot dogs, 4 Coca-Colas. Don't forget, additional seats are only $4.50 each. So look for the coupon in the Lake County News Herald and in your Force fan release. All orders will be left at the Coliseum box office.
4 hot dogs are not near enough for my twins. Not near enough.
Well, maybe they'll give you a special discount. Paul Garofolo, he'll work out something. Maybe you'll get 8 for the price of 4 or something. I don't know. Who knows, right? Anyway, back to live action here at the Tacoma Dome, and we've seen plenty of action thus far. It's 5-4 Cleveland on top. DeFlorio with a left footer. That one just a bit wide. Dowler taps it away.
Good shot by Gino, was going on goal.
Ricky Davis on the move on the right wing. Somebody better step up, and at the last second he tries to pass to Jungle, who leaves his feet, shuffles his seat. Went down hard.
Yes, it did. Could have been a better ball by Ricky. He ran forward very nicely, and Jungle was looking for a ball at his feet.
DeFlorio tries to deflect the Stolmeyer shot, but silence there. Nothing but a little reverse move, some nifty footwork of his own, but he gets himself into trouble. Tries to slide tackle, and Schmetzer to the rescue.
And that's exactly what happened. Andy Schmetzer saw the danger developing and came back to help out on defense.
Actually, the final run here of quarter number 3. Nice give and go, and Victor out to meet the task.
That was the key to the play, Denny. He saw it developing, and he's made his decision early.
And the horn sounds here at the Tacoma Dome. And so after 3 quarters of play, the Cleveland Force leads 5-4 over Tacoma. Hang in there, Force fans. You're watching all this action on 19. Once again, Victor comes up with it.
That's good defending by Pasquale DeLuca because he made Preki cut the ball to his right foot. He's not nearly as adept with his right as he is with his left foot. Very nicely done by DeLuca.
Peter Hatrip on for the first time this evening. Ali Kazamani takes him to school. Ali with a board shot, and it squeaks right through. Oh, Kazamani with a long run, and he finished it off with a right footer as he beat Dowler down low.
Did he make that run from the parking lot? Beautiful run.
That's great stuff by number 9, Ali Kazamani. He assisted on Desmond Armstrong's goal in the 2nd quarter. Here it is again. Kazamani running out of the back, beating 3 players in the process, and then from an impossible, absolutely impossible angle, here it is again, beats Mike Dowler in the far side netting. Kazamani runs onto it, hits it full stride with the inside of his right boot, and beats the Tacoma Stars defense. Very nicely done. Peter Hatrip comes on and welcomes the game.
Oh, yeah. He came on and was left at midfield. Kazamani really taught him a lesson that trip down the floor. Ali's 4th goal of the season. And it's now a 2-goal edge at 6-4.
Casamani assisted by Kai Haaskivi. Very nicely done by Casamani. No hesitation going forward, going right at that last defender.
Well, as you've mentioned so many times, Ollie, a player that'll take somebody on if he gets the opportunity.
That's a real vital ingredient for forwards in this league. He's got to be comfortable doing it, Denny.
Get the feeling right now that the Force smells the victory on the road here. Well, Jungle went down hard, and Benny Dargle was right there with him, and Jungle gets up holding the left knee and walks off gingerly.
Games, a lot more of the teams from the Western Division coming here. Not as comfortable going to those Eastern Division buildings.
Inside, Davis with a run on. Schmetzer tapped it away. Now Mepham.
It's a little bit of a novelty playing against teams you don't see that often. You can't really prepare as well.
Brecky this time blocked by Desmond Armstrong. Armstrong's given number 11 a good go here this evening.
He gives everyone a good go.
Well, Davis that time with a nifty move against Schmetzer to the left side of the penalty box, and Ricky Davis with his first score of this evening makes it a 6-5 contest. And we'll take a break with 9:50 left here in Tacoma. It's now a 6-5 affair, and you're watching Cleveland Force Soccer on 9.
Here's the 5th goal by the Tacoma Stars. Ricky Davis sees it with his right foot, goes to his left. Very nicely done by number 16, Ricky Davis. Goes to his left, right, back to his left, and then buries the pass to keeper Victor Nogueira. 5th goal for the Tacoma Stars. So they pull within one, Denny, with 9:40 remaining in the match.
Mepham that time nearly outsmarted. Dennis has had a few problems. He's been played hard, but had his share of tough plays. Greg Allen now controlling in front of Desmond Armstrong. And now it's a run on. Brecky on the left wing. Long shot, and Victor equal to the task.
Because, again, he made his decision, came out at the near post, cut down the angle, and source.
High shot. Jungle taken down by Benny Dargle, and it was more a case of getting tangled, but Dargle will get 2 minutes.
Whistled up on Benny Dargle as the ball was played in deep to number 7, Steve Jungle, and Benny simply can't believe it. Let's watch it again. Here's Gary Heel, looks up, finds Steve Jungle, and a little cinema in the process.
Well, they're going to call it 2 minutes for holding.
And the call whistled up in the penalty area. And the end result is a penalty kick.
And that spells perhaps a tie here with 3:57 left. Jungle will do the honors. And you see the disappointment on Benny Dargle's face.
And both teams do a lot of things like this. They play balls deep into their star players, and when crunch time, they give balls to players like Jungle and Haaskivi. And you have to be very, very objective when you make calls like that.
Yeah, here's the master at work. And he scores goal number 13 on the season, and we are all tied up at 6 apiece. And so with 3:56 left in this one, we'll take a timeout. It's all tied at 6 apiece, and you're watching Cleveland Force Soccer on 19. Out comes Brecky. And Jungle. Dangerous tandem. Jungle shot blocked away by Schmetzer. Now Armstrong controls. Jungle comes down. He and Haaskivi go right by one another at midfield. Stars trying to win this one in the waning moments. Under a minute to play now in regulation. Brecky against Desmond Armstrong. Turns him around. Shoots. Oh, just blocked on the right crossbar by Victor Nogueira.
Another one of those long serpentine runs by number 11, Brecky, and a very nice save by Victor Nogueira, who initially went to the far post, came back and made the save at that near post.
Pasquale DeLuca along to Mepham. Mepham inches across the red line. Peels it off. Brecky has it taken away by Mepham. Off to Kai. Kai shot smothered. And it
advantage to Cleveland.
Now, here's a very dangerous situation for the Force players. And I believe the team's going to call timeout. The Force is. It's exactly who you want to play on the ball, number 12, Haaskivi, in this dangerous dead ball situation with only 19 seconds remaining in regulation.
Fans were on their feet hoping for a goal, as was Alan Hinton in his third season. Before we get to that story, we'll take a break right here with 19 seconds left in this one. It's all tied up, and you're watching it all on 19.
He goes forward, goes right at Desmond Armstrong to his left, then his right. Now here's the shot going down very nicely at that near post, making the save, then covering up on the rebound was Victor Nogueira. Then you saw immediately getting up, looking for an outlet pass. Here's Preki going to his right, then his left, back onto his more comfortable left foot. Tries to shoot at that near post. Nicely designed play by Preki, but then a very good save by that man there, number 1, Victor Nogueira. Very difficult to watch a player coming at you, making all these twisting, turning moves, and Preki, probably one of the best at it in this league.
19 seconds left in regulation here from the Dome in Tacoma.
Here's what you look for with Kai Haaskivi on this dead ball situation. Unless he lets someone else take the play, which he looks like he's going to do. Haaskivi will go to the far post. Look for a ball to perhaps run onto. There's a lot of different things that can happen here. The ball could be knocked back, played to DeFlorio, across the face of the goal to Haaskivi or Allen, or knock it back real deep for number 2, Desmond Armstrong, so he can run on to the play.
We're all tied up at 6 apiece. Stolmeyer will start it in play. Shot by DeFlorio. Now headed away. This one looks like it's earmarked for overtime. And we've got a whistle. And Stolmeyer is called for elbowing at the red line.
Elbowing call, whistled up on number 19, John Stolmeyer. I didn't see that play develop. Did you, Denny?
No, I didn't. Watching the ball. Well, there you see the amazement on John Stolmeyer's face. And a couple of words as he heads towards the penalty box.
With 9 seconds remaining in the game. Tied up at 6 each.
That was a popular call here, but
now what you have to look for here, Denny, is the Tacoma Stars to knock the ball over that red line and simply flight it long.
9 seconds left. Davis is on. There's the long flighted pass, but Desmond Armstrong comes up with it, and we finished up regulation play. Our score is tied at 6 apiece. Don't go away, Force fans. We'll be right back with the overtime period. And you're watching it all on 19.
Oh, as we do more games, Denny, you'll be surprised on quite a few occasions.
Yeah, I think you might be right. Well, the overtime just about ready to start, and they're singing We Will Rock You here in the Dome.
And in case our viewers are watching, yes, indeed, that penalty to John Stolmeyer does carry over to the overtime period.
Things looking bleak right now for the Force. Time to get out the rosary here in overtime. Quick shot by Preki. That's no good. Davis, that one turned away by Nogueira, who's really been something special here in half number 2. Force just trying to hang on for dear life right now and clear the ball if at all possible. Whistle stops play, and he'll go the other way.
Obstruction foul whistled up against the Tacoma Stars. So you may say, well, it's not a big deal. Yes, it is. The Force get possession of the ball.
They have to have at this point to kill the penalty. Benny Dargle turns around in a circle. Now Benny on. Uh-oh, Mepham nearly had a run of his own.
And no stranger to short-handed goals is number 3, Dennis Mepham.
Nope. Long pass, and this one too hot to handle for Gary Heel. Force 1-1 this year in overtime play, and Tacoma is 2-1. Jungle at midfield. A pair of goals this evening. His partner in crime, Preki. A couple of assists and a goal of his own. Dangerous player.
Yes, he had a hat trick last evening.
Clock running over the Left-footed foot from the left side, a pair of Yugoslavs.
That's good alert goalkeeping by Victor Nogueira, because you never know the angle from which Precky's going to take a shot. And here it comes right now, Denny. Good view of it. There's a good shot at the near post by Precky, covering up very nicely and preventing the ball from going in right where the crossbar meets the post was Nogueira.
Really disguises those shots. That was a howitzer from the left side. Nogueira just simply being peppered here in the overtime, trying to hang in there. And cleared out once again. 18 seconds left. And the penalty. Right-footed blast. That one steered aside. Left-footed blast. That one ricochets out of bounds. The force just flying through the penalty box right now to try and stop those rockets.
Very good defending by Dennis Mepham, Pasquale DeLuca, Benny Dargle, and Desmond Armstrong. Late in the game, we played a lot of games in the last 3 or 4 days. This was a very arduous task.
Well, that time Ward tried to run onto a ball served up in the penalty box by Jungle, but it's out of play, and so with 7 seconds left in the penalty, Cleveland has effectively kept this game alive.
They've been doing a very good job of playing short-handed all evening long, Denny. Again, it's not easy. They played last night. They played Wednesday evening against Los Angeles. Played last night against the Sockers. Had a difficult journey up here today. Stopped in San Francisco from San Diego, then en route to the Seattle-Tacoma area. It's not easy.
And talking to Timo last night after the game, he was very disappointed because he felt that they had really drawn up a great game plan to beat San Diego on the road and executed it for the better part of 3.5 quarters and made a couple of mistakes at the wrong time, and the game was simply taken out of their hands.
That's exactly what happened, as we pointed out at the outset of last night's game. When you make mistakes against a team like San Diego, they'll make you pay the price.
Haaskivi putting the pressure on. Mepham with a shot that just misses to the left side.
Boy, good running out of the back by Dennis Mepham. Lovely shot. Just missed that far side netting.
Mepham trying to send the Tacoma Stars faithful home with a grimace on their face here this evening. Chip into the box. 1-2 play. Stolmeyer off to Haaskivi. Ball back to Stoli. It's 2-on-1. It's ahead now to DeFlorio. Tries to get the shot off and can't. Boy, great opportunity that time, and DeFlorio just simply couldn't get himself righted.
He couldn't get into a decent angle from which to shoot, but an absolutely beautiful ball furnished to him by, initially, Kai Haaskivi, had played it off the near post boards to Stolmeyer, who laid it off to DeFlorio.
Wardy on the left wing. Knocked down by Kai Haaskivi. Wardy continues to fight for it. Stolmeyer goes down, and Wardy this time is whistled back the other way. 3 team fouls now on the Stars.
There's that last foul whistled up against Peter Ward, number 8 for the Stars. Oh, and he called it.
Gary Heel. Now it's back to Billy the Crook. Haaskivi with a steal. Nice pass. Stolmeyer runs on and tries to shoot it, and he has run off the ball, and should be a corner kick, and I think it is.
Haaskivi playing these balls off the boards like Willie Mosconi. He's got some incredible angles off these balls that he's knocking off the boards for his teammates to run onto.
You and I are a little tired as well. Late night last night with the show, early morning call. Fly up the coast, very little sleep. Haaskivi's pass is kicked away. Azamani waving Victor back. Gets the return pass. Going to have to be careful with it. Ollie with a run on. Beautiful handling of the ball there.
Very nicely done by Kazamani. He's composed with the ball. Good with it at his feet.
We're into overtime. 6-6 our score. Forrest trying to snap a 2-game losing streak. DeFlorio to Haaskivi in the corner. Haaskivi marked tightly there. And the ball taken away. It's a foot race now, and Kazamani run down from behind. Jungle on. Trying to work some magic. Joe Waters, really a tough customer, number 10. Jungle turns, shoots. That one's no good. Wardy tries to get one off and can't. Haaskivi ball, and now it's Bliss. And
Davis racing back the other way. Waters tackled from behind. Fans wanted a foul, but there was none. Up. Casamini from behind with a little rough treatment that time for Peter Ward. And now it looks like it could be a penalty.
This is an absolutely impossible call. You watch this play develop. Here was a foul as Casamini is sent to the box for unsportsmanlike conduct. I'll have to see this on replay then to see what developed, but they ruled that he stepped in front of the free kick by Peter Ward. I simply say that he flighted the ball into Casamini. Didn't have a chance to get away from the play. Now, here's the foul call on number 9, Casamini, battling Peter Ward. And, of course, as always, by number 8, Peter Ward, a little cinema to go along with it. Now, on the very next play, not going to quite see it.
No. Well, Kazzy has to go in for 2 minutes. 10:45 left in OT of quarter number 1 here. 6-6 our score, and the Stars trying to come up with a power play advantage. They got a timeout on the field. So with 10:45 left in the opening quarter of overtime, we're tied up at half a dozen apiece. Hang in there, Force fans. You're watching. Not you, Bill McDermott, but it wouldn't bother me one bit, not one iota, if Cleveland would score here in the next 30 seconds or so and go home a 7-6 winner.
Sounds good to me.
Doesn't it?
It'd be 1-2 in the road trip. For a chance to go back home, play 3 games in a row at home.
Tacoma fans want a goal, and they're being very vocal about it. Sure will be nice to see the friendly confines of the Richfield Coliseum.
Next Wednesday night against the Los Angeles Lakers.
Yep, I know the Force is looking forward to getting home. Force will return home early tomorrow morning. That's when they'll leave. They get home about 4 o'clock tomorrow afternoon. Chip in pass. Heel turns and tries to shoot. Nicely defended by Benny Dargan. They don't fool him many times.
No, sir. And he won't dive in too quickly against very talented players like Heel or Frecky or Jungle.
Nothing with a long shot. And now back the other way comes Joey Waters. Waters with Jungle. Jungle on the wing. Shot no good. Schmetzer controls.
That's what you have to watch for when you get a break like that. Jungle, who just came off the floor, will run onto the floor from the opposite door as one of the defenders runs off from behind. You have to be very careful.
Jungle serves up a ball that Davis tried to come up with, but Mepham with some nifty footwork. And then the chip back to Nogueira. Force has played too well not to come away with a win here this evening.
And it's Mepham pointing, wanting someone to show up for him. Get the ball to the back and go forward.
Force trailed 2-0 in the early stages. Tied it up. It was 5-4 at the intermission. Now we're knotted at 6 apiece. Elias Zarita battling with Billy the Crook. Long pass ahead to Heel. Shot. Oh, and a beautiful save by Victor Nogueira.
Literally a game-saving play by Victor Nogueira, who again came off his line, saw the danger developing. Very beautifully done.
Well, this is a young team out there right now for the Force.
Casamini, Stolmeyer, Zarita, Bobby Joe Esposito, and Pasquale DeLuca.
Kazzy with a left-footed shot. Blocked nicely by Davis. Outlet pass to Preki. Preki with a shot. And he scores and then climbs the glass. Well, ran nearly the length of the field and then beat Nogueira to the wide post.
Number 11, Preki, again figuring in the game-winning goal for the Tacoma Stars, unassisted. And here he is, a run from his own red line, Denny. And you don't want any part of that happening. The Force defenders having a difficult time getting back. They've played so much lately. Here's a shot through the legs of Pasquale DeLuca. It looked like it just barely passed him, and there's an obviously disgusted Victor Nogueira. There's a good view of what the Force defenders see coming at them. Number 11, Preki, making a run from his own end, looking up, takes a shot and beats Victor Nogueira. This time he came off his line to make the save, cut off the angle, but somehow and in some fashion or another, Preki gets it in behind him.
Well, they're having some fun here in Tacoma, and Billy and I will be back to wrap it up here from the Great Northwest. Sad to say, in overtime, the Force loses 7-6. Back with a final comment after this.